Cody, you keep inching more and more out of the frame. Scoot up.
I'm in the frame.
Barely.
You're at the edge of the frame.
I live on the edge.
and you saved it. Welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Josh Stinky Michaels, and today, as always, I am joined by...
Megan, the undead ghoul Perrine.
Cody, some sort of fox person, Decker.
Tanuki.
Good one. Welcome back to another episode of Volume 1. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Volume 1 of Kemono Jihen. Am I saying it right? I'm saying it wrong. How do you say it?
It's Kemono Jihen, right?
Jihen?
Isn't it Jihen?
I mean, it's spelled that way.
Yeah, Jihen.
I probably should have read it that way.
You said Jin.
You know what I read it as? I read it as like a genie, not a genie, but a djinn. That's how.
Oh wait, does this not even have an English title yet?
It does. It's called Demon Incidents, which is not as cool of a name.
Wow, that really isn't.
Yeah. It's like a really.
It's the classic like things in Japanese just sound like cooler to like English. It's like senpai. It's just upperclassmen.
Yeah, underwhelming.
Yeah, brother, Oni-chan. It just sounds so much better.
Today we're reviewing Volume 1 of Demon Incidents.
That it does work because that's what the series is about.
Yeah.
A series of demonic incidents.
Yeah, it's a little too on the nose. I think that's the problem.
Kemono Jihen.
Ooh, what's this?
I was like, what's that mysterious?
Demon incidents. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I'm curious to know how you guys felt about this series because for me, speaking of the American translation being a little underwhelming,
USA.
I was a little underwhelmed by this series.
I thought it was fine.
I may have been a little excited to read it just because.
Stop scratching your stomach. I'm not looking at you on purpose. Cody?
I realize that the camera's looking over here, so they see it anyway.
Right.
If you're not watching, Cody's scratching his belly profusely.
Obnoxiously, yeah.
Obnoxiously.
Apparently, no one's allowed to. You know what itch I've been.
You
waiting
can
to scratch.
itch. Just don't stare it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pay attention to what you're saying.
Thank you. I reading Poon Poon.
Yeah.
Good night, Poon Poon during this. So this was a little treat for me. I felt like I was a princess. I was getting put into the carriage, and they're like, "Where are we going? It's mysterious." And I was just happy to be there. You know.
It was lovely to just read 3 chapters of a thing.
That's true too, and it felt complete.
Look,
it felt cool.
I felt like, sure, the first volume was only 3 chapters. It was an easy read. It did everything that a shonen series, a shonen mystery action-y series is supposed to do. But for some reason that I'm going to try to figure out over the course of this episode, it just felt a little empty to me.
The art style was just barely not detailed enough to have that to feel that oomph in the stuff, and the writing just seemed like. Yep, this is how this story goes. It seemed like
you're checking all the boxes, connecting all the dots,
yes,
but you're not really, you're not really drawing anything.
See, oh my god, such a diss.
Actually, and real quick too, the art is really good. I did like the art, and a lot of people are comparing the art to Demon Slayer.
It does. The eyes definitely remind me of Demon Slayer, like Kabane, which is what's his name? When they call him Dorobato.
That's his nickname.
Dorotobo, and his eyes are like very much similar to like Tanjiro and like that type of style.
Yeah, he looks like Tanjiro, 100%, with just a red and black color scheme as opposed to like a brown and green color scheme.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Definitely different characters though.
For sure.
But I thought that the characters really drove me to keep reading rather than like the overall plot. Like I really did like their relationship between him and like Kobachi, which is the investigator. Like I wasn't really expecting what happened at all during the first volume, so I was like, oh, this is like it really piqued my interest. Not just it was like basic and the writing was okay, but like overall I wasn't expecting anything, which is like kind of hard for me because I just like, oh, this is gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, and
this is gonna happen, and I didn't know.
I'll talk about the things that I liked about this series, but one of the things that I think was a little off-putting to me was just that the main character, and this is a problem that I tend to have with just main characters that aren't very, they don't have a lot of character. Like he wasn't. Yeah.
He's man, I'm doing it, and here I am, and I'm so excited, and I care about my friends, and
but he doesn't even really like. He's very just like even keeled the entire time. He never gets really sad in the first volume. He never gets really mad. He never gets really.
I don't know.
Happy. Like he's just very just like one note.
I like it because he's just he's fucking. That's all he's known. Like he's been outcast by his society where he lives. He doesn't know where his fucking parents are. He doesn't know anything. They treat him like a fucking garbage. So it's like obviously he's not gonna like in the first volume have so much personality now that he's out. He doesn't know how to fucking act.
Right.
Well,
I get that. I do get that.
There's like the fact that he's not even like bitter about it.
Right.
You know, where like I feel like there would be an effect of being the the least wanted child in a family.
Well, yeah. If they need some like help writing the series, I can give them a few notes.
He is bitter about the fact that everyone was telling him that his parents had died. When he finds out that may or may not be the case, that's when you see that anger come out. When he's talking to that kid, he's like, "You're wrong." The kid's like, "What?" Huh? And that's when he gets upset. There's that little spark
but
with
even
that.
Then, he doesn't really get that angry. He's
But
more.
he's
Which is this bizarre thing of like, yeah, my parents are dead, but actually they're not. I'm like, then what was the?
Yeah, he doesn't get mad more. So I guess he just gets like not defensive, kind of, but not even. He doesn't get mad. He's just like. The kid tells him that his parents are dead, and he goes, "Actually, they're not," and that's the extent of his anger.
They're probably not.
Yeah, probably.
I don't have a problem with like a deadpan character if it like caters to their backstory. Like if they're just deadpan to be deadpan, it kind of gets old fast. But I understand this is a child and his development isn't the best, and he is half monster and doesn't know what to do with himself. So there's a lot of things happening in the story that I want to be like, yes, I understand, but this is just the character and we have to deal with it.
Yeah. And I will, like I said, talk more about the things I do like. But before we go on for too much longer, I'm just going to read the synopsis real quick so that if anybody's watching or listening that doesn't know what the series is about, they'll have a better idea. When a series of animal bodies that rot away after a single night begin appearing in a remote mountain village, Inugami, a detective from Tokyo who specializes in the occult, is called to investigate. While working the case, he befriends a strange boy who works in the field every day instead of going to school. And that's pretty much the synopsis, which is, pretty true to the, it doesn't really give too much away. It's pretty true to the first chapter, the first episode, which there is an anime adaptation of this series that's has recently been released. There's only 12 episodes out. That's the first season. And the studio that did it, by the way, is called Ajiado.
Ajiado, yeah. And they don't have like too many series. I think I started one where this girl like gets reincarnated as a little girl who likes books, and then it just felt weird to me, so I just dropped it. But
suck getting reincarnated as a nerd.
I mean, these.
I know your life must suck, huh, Cody?
My hands are really sweaty, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'll give you one for that.
But yeah, I mean, they're not very like they do like little kid shows, which is kind of funny to say because anime, like whatever, it's catered to all audiences. But they do like I can't really explain it because there's like anime that's in Japan, but it's like a like Gumball or like Dora the Explorer, like it's just like that level of like
it's for kids.
Yeah, so they do a lot of that, but they don't really do anything else besides this.
Yeah, I didn't recognize any series. There wasn't a series that jumped out to me that I recognized that they animated, but I will say that I watched 3 episodes of the anime and I really wanted to watch it to see if there was something I was missing. And after watching 3 episodes of the anime, which did go a little past volume 1, I have to say, like, I don't like. I finally understand what Cody says when he has said previously that he feels just like it's fine. Like in the Faraway Paladin episode, you were like, it's not bad. It's just not, for me. I kind of had a similar experience with this series.
And now I feel the frustration that you feel when someone's telling you this. And I'm like, but I saw what I'm seeing. And it's like, I want you to see the light.
I'm in the same position on both of them. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's a shonen. That's what it's trying to be, right? We're the underdog kid who's got that spunky attitude, which is a problem. I was like, you're checking the boxes, but I don't.
But he doesn't have a spunky attitude. He doesn't have any attitude.
Well, he's like,
there's a lack of attitude.
he's like pretty like upbeat, and he's pretty like calm even when being bullied. So he doesn't really push back. He's just like, yeah, and then I did this, and everything's fine, and we're cool now.
He's just like a small baby.
I mean, he is super cute,
He's like, leave my fucking son alone.
and I will give this to the mangaka. Like, the art is amazing, and the character designs I really enjoyed.
Yes, the main character, Kohei Koachi Inugami. I mean, obviously, like, hot, but obviously he's hot.
The detective?
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you think I was talking about?
The kid.
No.
Okay, no.
No, that's my son.
Wait, Kawachi, is that the same name as the guy from Vigilantes?
No, that's Koichi.
Koichi and Kawachi, okay.
I think
because his character design, he does look like a tanuki, which is what he's the mystical thing that he's after. Like, the hair is spiky, just like their coats, and then he has a tail.
Yeah, well, that was pretty funny. Though.
I double take because I'm like they have to know what that just looked like.
He's like,
oh well, yeah, for sure. But also
because like they somehow also still had the V muscles in the back.
It was his butt cheeks.
Yeah, the way it was like that is like copy and paste
he
that
goes,
over.
Let me show you my butt.
Yeah, that was funny. They knew kind of how absurd that was and how awkward that was going to be, so they made a joke out of it. It worked. The joke worked. I thought it was funny. It was still weird, but I thought it was really funny. Other than that, there was only one real standout moment besides that moment that really made me go like, either A, that's funny, or B, like, I like what they did there.
There was one character that I liked.
Which character was that? The Spider-Man kid?
The tsundere guy.
Oh, the tsundere guy.
Yeah. Oh, Shiki?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, reading him, I was like, oh, another fucking Bakugo character. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
I thought the
same
thing.
And then in the anime, he has pink hair, and he's
what?
like, yeah, he's a little different.
Does he have pink hair in the anime? I don't know if it's pink.
It's like pink.
I thought it was gray. I thought he had gray hair.
That's a huge difference.
I'm pretty sure it's gray, and Megan's colorblind.
That's very hard.
Although if I'm the one seeing gray, I'm probably colorblind.
So yeah, let's not get too. Which one? You said you saw gray?
It's definitely pink.
Because there's no way to confuse those.
It's like, okay, it's like a dusty rose.
Oh, look how her tone changed.
It's not
she looked
gray.
up a photo.
Okay,
huh?
hold on. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See? Okay, this is a better picture.
Oh, look how she had to find the picture that helped her argument.
Okay.
I can see how you maybe saw pink in there.
But it's gray. Am I right or am I right?
Well,
that's how
pink.
That's how you shake. That's the shadows in the room.
Well, she has
As
white.
someone who-
No, if you compare that
gray.
to white hair, no,
That's
I
pink.
will now say that is it. Well, now that's what looks great. Oh,
As someone who understands color theory, I think that is a great.
Okay, I understand color theory.
yeah, you understand color. No
And
one else
everybody
does.
just jumped off of my ship right
Yeah.
now. Everybody was just like, I was on Josh's side.
Did
and now
you know
I'm not.
restaurants use red to attract the human eye? Yeah, we all know that.
Okay, I'm not that guy. Don't make me that guy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but yes.
Apology accepted this one time. Thank you.
The color green represents nature. You don't say. You studied this in school?
Fresh ingredients and nature. Yes. I think it's gray, and you were on the fence about it.
It changed shot for shot. I'll give Megan that.
So how about you let us know in the comments down below
Comment
what you
below
saw?
what if you saw a chartreuse, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you saw a completely different color. Anyway, I did think he was going to be a Bakugo character too, but he wasn't. He was a little different, and I think Cody liked him because he is basically an anime Spider-Man.
Oh.
No.
I did like I liked Akira. You meet
Love
Akira.
Love
Such
him.
a cute. Yes, it's him.
Yeah.
He's so cute. I just really enjoyed the first volume. Like, it was just fun to read. It was short. It was sweet. It was coherent. Like, it flowed pretty well. And I thought it was great. I liked the twists and turns I didn't expect. And then
What twisted turns?
when he... Okay, we're
Because
going
for
into
me,
spoiler or what?
For me,
We've
okay.
already hit a couple of spoilers.
I don't think there are anything too major, especially because there's only 3 chapters. And
Oh,
this
is it the...
volume?
No, yeah, there's
one.
other stuff, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think there were a lot of twists and turns. Maybe I think there was one moment that I think you might be talking about early on.
There
when we
was-
find out
I'll-
why the detective was sent there. That was kind of like, okay,
I'll
that's
think
cool.
there
Yeah.
was one twist and there was one turn.
Okay, well,
Isn't that what I said?
it is what you said in your defense, Megan. It's exactly what you said.
Mansplaining.
And you know what?
I was just
You're
trying to help.
She got you, dude.
Got him. I got you twice today.
Oh, she twisted and turned you.
Oh!
Okay. I don't like it either. Yeah. Anyway. So just
my bad for trying to help.
Cody, I'm literally joking and
You're-
express your opinion. I'm just joking. I'm a jokester. I'm a fucking a jester.
she's
if
the
you
funny.
will.
She's the funny one of the podcast.
You're the jester of Volume 1.
Yeah, the Volume 1 jester.
The Clown Prince of Volume 1.
Would you like a joke, sir?
I don't like it.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
To get to Volume 1.
Okay. I don't like it. Cody, help me. Make it stop, Cody.
Anyway,
Did you plan that out, or
No.
you improvise that? I don't know which is better.
I don't know what is better either. I think real quick we should go through chronologically a little bit what happened.
Okay.
It's about this kid, right? Whose name is right? Whose name is Kabane, right? And he's in the fields and he's working hard and he's living on a field with his aunt and cousin. And what I guess I did like about the series too was I liked the setting. It seemed like
like
at
farms.
least, yeah, in the subtitled version and in the manga translation, it seemed like she was a country gal,
More like a country bitch.
like a cunt tree.
Oh, is that not what
I
you
thought
were-
that's what you were saying.
Oh, I did say that. Would you like a joke, sir?
Okay.
I did say that. Yeah, no, fuck,
Okay.
fuck that hoe for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
sure.
the other little bitch too that she
Yeah, spoiled
raised.
little Richie bitch. Yeah.
Richie
That
bitch.
was the first turn. Was I didn't
Yeah.
expect that because he's the yeah. Look, can I massage your back, sir? I'm like, I don't know if that.
That's culture, I guess.
It is
it?
cultural.
Okay.
Yeah,
People take baths too comfortably out there.
it's how
Yeah.
their culture.
Yeah, maybe we should. I was gonna say maybe we should implement it, but I don't think we should.
Yeah, I know you would want that.
No, let's not.
But,
let's not say that. I don't think that's.
I mean,
That's
they don't
what
have
you
mixed
just
bath.
said
They
that.
do, but you wouldn't be allowed in there.
Right. I wouldn't be allowed in the mixed
Actually,
bath
you would have to do in a separate one. If you have tattoos, you're not allowed into the onsen with
because
everyone
I'm
else.
dirty.
Yeah.
They don't allow it. You have to do a private one.
Well, it looks like I win.
Sure.
Yeah, I get a private bathroom instead of having to bathe with other dirty people. Yeah. How
I
about-
bet you win. I bet you think. I bet you're just telling yourself that you win.
I'm
I can't
saying-
imagine having this be the recurring accusation.
Yeah, it's not a funny joke. Point is, I don't think we should implement this sort of bathing system into our culture.
I don't think so either.
It's just a thing that you're like, whoa, that's okay. Sure, all right, sure, that's what they do over there.
Yeah, let me wash your back, sir. Oh, I hear you're from Tokyo. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Tokyo too.
That's like-
that sounds amazing.
I don't want to talk to people who cut my hair.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them and being like, yeah,
touching your.
What are you doing out here? I'm just driving. Oh yeah, driving where? It's
He even
Yeah.
says too. He's like, "Oh, what about that kid in the field?" Because he asked about to the aunt, and she's like, "Oh no, I'll talk to you later." And he's like, "Interesting."
He's like,
Okay.
Okay. Because he's like, he's not in school. Why isn't he in school? And anyway, he's like, who is that? And he's like, oh, you mean Dorobato?
Yeah, you mean dirt boy?
Doratoba.
Yeah, which
Doratabo.
basically translates to it's a nickname basically.
It's like a spirit that's like dirty,
Dirty.
like a mud spirit or something.
Yeah.
He's like, he smells, so he's not allowed inside the house, and he works all day, and he would stink up this place. You do not want to associate yourself with him.
which I relate to that. You know.
No one wants to be around you.
Well, no, I mean I'm half white, half
Or you
Mexican.
smell.
And you smell.
my
You
Mexican
refuse
stepmother-
to use soap that people got you.
No, I use that soap for special occasions. I've already told you that. And number two, being half white, half Mexican, my Mexican stepmother used to tell me that she didn't like the way white people smelled.
Wow.
And so, you know, I
Sounds
couldn't
like-
stay in rooms for too long.
Sounds like a
because-
real country bitch.
Yeah. Because if I stayed in a room too long, she would say it smelled like boiled hot dog water. That's how. Yeah. Yeah. So call me Doratoba, am I right?
We could actually. That
yeah,
is
we could.
appropriate.
Actually, if you want us to do that, we'll definitely start
Don't
doing
do
that.
Don't do that.
But he's just like, oh, okay, cool. And then he like goes to talk to the mom, and the little boy's like, "Ooh, I bet he's gonna compliment me." And he's like, "Oh, I want actually Doratoba to wait on me now. I don't want the other kid." And that fucking breaks him. He goes, "Oh," like this classic anime, just like it's so funny.
That's what he gets. That little fucking shit. Huh?
Yeah, he's a real fucking little shit.
Yeah.
And then what?
No, it's just
Agree?
Cody doesn't like when we bully fictional children. Yeah, I don't either.
No,
Megan.
not
I don't
bullying.
either.
I was debating if it's worth me saying it too, or we just.
It would be worth it.
It would have been.
What an
Yeah.
annoying little shit.
Yeah, there we go. Still good.
Got him.
Still good. Yeah, Doratabo.
Do I have a what? A water? I really don't, and I'm sorry.
Oh
about
my
that.
god.
That was
I'm
good.
sorry.
That was good. I hope you do.
I really don't. I wouldn't joke about that, Cody.
Do you want some of
I
my
wouldn't joke
boba?
about that.
No, thank you.
Doratoba.
Yeah, he's there because there's corpses that are animal corpses that are rotting,
Mm-hmm.
and he's there to figure that out.
Rotting faster than they should.
Well, they were alive one day,
Yeah.
and the next day, they're completely
Just it's not
eaten also.
corpses aren't rotting in there. You gotta call someone.
It had a little bit of an X-Files vibe to it.
Yeah, that's when I started to get interested.
Yeah. Like, I just feel like that's a sort of plot that
The guy was like, "What's that?
Yeah.
You've got demon incidents."
yeah.
I'll
And
be
then
right
like,
there.
You said the name of the show,
I this is like a huge thing. I list the comparisons I listed. There's a lot because like in anime, I've seen so many like magical detectives or like like demon detectives. Like Inspector just came out not that long ago. Muhoi and the I can't read my spelling. Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, Cuticle Tante, Inabai, Dr. Ramane, etc. Like there's so many of this genre, this specific like niche. Oh, we get a call for mosquitoes, but their actual thirst is for hope.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like stuff like that. So
Are
I
you
was like,
pitching a manga right now?
Yeah. It's my airplane
Yeah,
pitch.
I really,
Yeah, I like it.
But stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I am into it. I like this type
before
of
I
stuff.
forget too, a fun fact, speaking of other manga to compare it to, I think it's just important to note for at least, I don't know if it's necessarily the art style or storytelling. They're both very different, but the mangaka of this series was an assistant to the mangaka of Hitman Reborn, which is a really fun series about a hitman that's reborn into a little baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
It was Amano Akira, and she, right?
She.
Yeah, she does like I don't know this anime very much. EID Live. She also did like character designs for like Psychopaths and stuff for like all of the movies and anime. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. She's very
You know,
talented.
there was a story I listened to, where it is like paranormal detective thing, and they get called in because there's like extra dimensional clowns kidnapping children, and then they investigate, like, no, it's just vampires, and everyone just like they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, no, it's not clowns. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you're talking about John dies at the end.
No,
Oh.
I am talking about the Blue Howl series.
Oh. Wow. If you're still awake at home, thank you. Thank you for staying tuned.
If you ever want someone to feel bad about themselves, just clap whenever they say something, and then it'll incite.
Very condescending.
It really works.
But we do find out that this smelly boy is a little more. What? Why are you pointing, Cody?
Spoiler.
Oh, you think it's a spoiler mark at this point?
I might as well.
Okay, well, let's
It's only
make sure-
3 chapters, so there's not much story. Actually, it does tell a lot of story.
Yeah.
Actually,
why.
you know what? Credit to where it's due. In 5 chapters, it does a better
3
job.
chapters.
3 chapters, yes.
It does a better job than most first volumes do.
Yes.
I'll give it that. Sure, yeah. But I'll
starts
also,
it off.
I'll also say I'll also pose this question.
Alsco?
I have
What's
Osco.
What's Alsco? What are you gonna do?
Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect.
Oh, no
Thank
one
you.
questioned that.
I'm sorry. I shattered your
you're
belief.
not.
I'm sorry. I shattered your belief of me being perfect.
No one said that. Glass ceiling.
Anyway, I'll challenge you by asking you this: What is the goal? Who is the villain? What is their mission? What are they trying to achieve by the end of the first volume? Do we know any of that? What are they trying to achieve?
I would disagree with you that you would need to know all that information in the first volume because then it has no incentive to continue for me to read.
I would disagree that there needs that.
I do too, but I'm saying I don't have a real sense for the world. I don't have a real sense for the even for the monsters or the kimono in the first place. I don't really have a real sense for them by the end of the first volume.
Well, I mean, I even if I didn't like it, I felt like I got that feeling. Why don't you go ahead?
No, I'm mimicking you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I was trying to do it as you did.
He thought you had something to say.
I know.
Awkward. You got a sense for the world and for the characters and what they were after in the first volume?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
okay.
I'm not. I was agreeing with you.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't think a story needs to have the... well, you know what his mission is. It's to see his parents.
Right.
If they exist, or if they're alive or dead. He's not trying to become the number one investigator, which automatically gets the point for me. Mm-hmm. If the person isn't trying to be the number one thing, even though it's specifically a thing they can't be. Right. You know? He's not... we're going to say what he is, or...
I mean, if you think it's such a big spoiler, we can save it a little bit. But
I want to talk about the detective, really, just treating him as a fucking human being for once in his life.
That was sweet. That was a cool moment.
Those moments touched me when they're, in the field.
Love it.
And they're going hunting, and then he kills the boar, and then he washes his back, and he pats him on the head. I'm just this is warming my heart. They're so cute. And this is the first time he's ever felt like someone actually cares about him, and that touched me.
I do think there's a line later on, though, where they talk about why he is the way he is, and why he has a lack of emotion, and it's because they say that his aunt kind of basically because she treated him the way she treated him for his entire life, any hope of him having those things were gone. But when I hear that, I think of someone who's been, really hurt, but he doesn't even seem that. He just seems vacant
because of.
But not in a
just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
It's spoiler time.
Okay, it's spoiler time.
He is a ghoul. He's undead. So you'd imagine someone who's undead and dead inside would have no feelings.
Well, I seem to recall a group of 3 undead that I was very fond of that you two didn't give a shit about.
Well, here's your little thing.
An undead mummy, an undead, the wizard.
I get it. I got it. I got it. Yeah.
It's not really mentioned that any of their states of being are having a direct effect on them.
Say what you said again. I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I really didn't.
It's not really said that being in the states of their being had a direct effect on their persona and biology, but I think what I got from that is by being half ghoul, he doesn't have.
Oh, okay.
Emotionally, he doesn't get hit as hard. So which is why he doesn't really react to that bad of treatment either, because he's all right, I guess
this is it. And also the other kid, you find out later, the Bakugo kid or whatever, he is different from him because he obviously had a different upbringing. It's just your environment. Maybe he could have been that way if he wasn't raised the way he was, or his situation was different.
Until this detective came into town, he did not know what he was. He thought he was human. He had no idea that he was a ghoul.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't know if your internal thoughts were different from other people's until someone told you there was a reason why.
Or you felt it, because that was maybe the first time he took off the necklace or something, because no one's wanted to touch him, really.
That was the big...
Because he smells like shit.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of what he smells like. It's is it garbage?
I assume he smells like a farm animal.
Yeah.
I do.
Which I find kind of comforting.
I did really like, I did like that. I did like that there was actually a canon reason for him smelling so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be just this thing that he was bullied for. I thought that
because I was reading, I'm like, the fuck is that smell? Oh, it's the character. Oh, there's a reason for that.
Right. We read it together, Cody. I think that not the Bakugo character, that the Dudley.
So hard to not refer to spiky-haired blondes as Bakugo characters.
Yeah, his name is Shiki.
Shiki.
Yeah, not Shiki, but
Akira? Kakwachi.
No, Kabine's cousin. Is that his name?
Kabune's cousin.
The guy. Yes,
Kabune's cousin.
the guy.
Oh, the
Guys.
asshole kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot his name.
that I do
gives a
think
shit?
it is. I don't know if he knew what he was, but there was a moment when he was a kid where his cousin accidentally killed him. And
Yeah, what an asswipe.
Yeah, and he kind of blocked it out of his mind and told himself that there's no possible way that could have happened if he came back to life.
Well, he saw there was no blood coming out. It was like gray liquid.
So I'm bringing that up because I wonder if Kabine knew that he
Died?
or
He
not.
might have just been like, whoa, that was crazy.
Or
I
if he just
fell.
woke up and like, damn, it hurts.
I imagine he'd be like, what, did he push me? Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll get back to the fields.
Yeah, there's like no way you can comprehend that he just actually died.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
didn't know, if you like broke your leg and it didn't hurt, you'd be like, oh, well.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
I don't think it was that explored as much as it could have been, but there is like there is a reason why he's pretty chill about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing for me is it's like, then what does him being the because I don't like because just people who are just like, yeah, he's pretty much just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, the more you guys talk about reasons why he might be the way he is, I am coming around to it a little bit more, but I'm still not 100% sold on him as a main
making him
character,
half
at least.
ghoul pretty much excuses him being neutral,
Mhm.
but I mean, he's still a neutral character.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I hate to repeat it, but it's just like, that's been his life for as long as you remember, just being like,
Yeah.
you fucking smell. We haven't, just go away. And he's like, yeah, I do, so I'm just going to go
Which,
away.
I really did like that moment a lot, where the detective came and asked him about what was going on in the town or in the village, and he's serving him food at the same time, and he says, I'll just tell you after you're done eating. And he's like, just tell me while I'm eating. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want you to like your food to not be enjoyable. And he's like, no, I can eat and listen. And he goes, no, people don't like to eat in the same room as me because I smell so bad. And the detective was like, don't what? He like, I like their relationship, how he encourages him. And he's like, no, fuck those people who told you smell like shit.
Because
Which
it's a
you mean-
shared
yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
because he also smells like shit. Like,
Right.
they all smell. Like, all of the kimonos are like,
Yeah.
they all smell. They have to use that
Yeah, they have
stuff
like custom perfume to max
to max it up.
max it up.
Yeah.
So there are moments that are really sweet and that are really also kind of funny that I really enjoyed. I just think as a whole it didn't, I don't know.
Hook, yeah.
It didn't hook me. Not to say it's
this,
bad. though.
Love the heck out of this only being 3 chapters. But this was not something that I'm like, all right, let's see where this is going. I'm
Yeah.
done. It was pleasant.
Because as it goes on, I do kind of like it more and more, especially once we get introduced to more characters. But because we find out that the aunt hired the detective to kill Kabane, right?
Yeah, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, chickens are getting eaten or whatever. You should probably it's probably him. You should kill him.
Yeah, she didn't even
And
know for sure.
No, she doesn't. She just wanted to kill him. She hired a hit on a child,
Yeah.
which is
like,
insane.
come on, you can do that yourself. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well,
she
she
just
was
wants to live,
scared.
yeah.
She was
guilt-free.
scared because she knows what he was. Like, she knows what he is, should I
Right,
say.
because this guy, he's got like a little necklace on him that in the event it is ever removed he turns into a demonic monster.
I don't know if it's ever removed ever, because
Is it only during a full moon?
It was
Maybe.
removed at one point in the anime, and he didn't change.
he didn't change. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it only when he's like mad or something?
I don't know.
Because when it came off, he was mad, and then he starts,
The bloodlust.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to get answered later, because we find out. Okay, Cody, please stop that. We find out that it's a very rare stone
Mm-hmm.
that is called, I think, a life stone or something.
Yeah, like a
along
life
those
stone.
lines.
And his parents gave it to him, and they're very rare. And there's a character later on that's like, can I have it? Like, if I can use this. And you find there's like a greater meaning behind it. And if they have it, they don't have to abide by human rule or whatever. There's this bigger picture with that stone. And it's probably going to be very important later on. But
And speaking of later on, I do know, I am aware, I followed up on where the series goes. I didn't read past Volume 1. I watched past what Volume 1 covers, but I did do a little more digging. And apparently this series does get very dark at a certain point. And I wrote...
dark, Cody?
I made a note of this because apparently it tackles issues. And this is a new term that I learned recently. It tackles...
Political.
I fucking hate you. But no, Cody, I've known that word for a couple months now. It covers, it tackles issues like non-con, which is something that I did not know.
Non-con?
What
is that a fucking?
saying?
Is that a fucking? Like that bread naan? Is it like a convention for that?
No, hey, Megan,
Knocking it out of the park, Megan
Non-con?
Perrine.
I wish it was.
Oh.
I truly wish it was
What
because
is
I
it?
think Cody was a little more,
It's a fun way of saying something else.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Something
it's a
that
cute
one of-
way of saying. Which, first of all, don't give this a cute name. By the way, that's my first problem.
Con?
Non-consensual. Yeah, don't give it a cute name. Let's it needs
What
to be
the
harsh.
fuck happens?
I don't know, but I heard.
So read volume 2 to see how this takes the wildest turn.
Non-con?
It might not happen in volume 2. I don't know when it happens, but there's only in Japan at least. There's only
This is a
13 volumes.
shonen series. It's not a fucking hentai tag.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I
What
don't know.
is this madness?
This is the research that I've. This is the research that I've done.
That's when you were just saying that they go, yeah, Oni-chan, senpai, non-con.
Yeah. It bugs me that they give it that sort of name because it's like
I am very
let's not make
curious.
light of it,
It's very the art is so innocent.
Well, yeah, and look, I didn't look up the exact panels that they were referring to, but
It could also end up being pretty mild.
yeah, they could allude to it if anything. But I've heard
But the fact
from multiple
that it's-
people that it does get darker.
Jesus Christ!
So I am very.
If anyone hurts my fucking son, they're going down. Okay, they're going down.
Well, before we go into what else happens in the second and third chapter, are you going to continue the series? I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably going to end up watching it. Are you going to watch it? Yeah. You're not going to watch it. You are going to watch it? Every time I switch the camera to you, you change your...
No,
you
she's
change
saying no, yeah, she's not going to not watch it.
Cody got it.
Thank you for making sense of that, Cody. Do you care enough about these characters to continue reading or watching?
Well, where I left off, I don't know if it was like the third episode or the second episode. He just met the fox spirit lady.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit went down.
Right.
You probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Volume 1 ends on them being like, you gotta go meet this person out. And the guy's like, I don't like that person. That's why I'm like, that's the only thing I'm like, does something happen there?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Ew, so you already know what the dark thing is.
No, that's not. Well, I mean, it's pretty oh, that was weird. But yeah, it's opening doors. It's keeping me intrigued. I know there's other characters that I haven't met yet that I want to meet, and I want to see his journey.
Well, yeah, because I did, I was a little interested once we get into the second chapter where he goes to work for this detective, but it was different in the manga than it was in the anime. In the anime, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
You picked up on the difference. In the manga, it was just the detective and just our main character that went to this
House.
This crime scene and saw a family being eaten by bugs who, spoiler alert, feed on
Guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the anime,
They're lobsters that feed on horniness. No.
Oh, I mean that's a little more
Is
believable.
that a thing?
No, it's just a thing. It's like.
Oh, okay. I
and
believe
Megan's-
that was
yeah.
from something. I
No,
was
Megan's
like,
still pitching her manga.
They're
and I'm on board.
ladybugs.
That feed on.
Feed on.
Uh,
Crime.
Oh, okay.
I liked it.
Sorry.
I liked it, but you paused too long. But if you would have just committed to crime from out of the gate, it would have been really good.
Lady Justice is blind.
In the anime, though, they bring the other two kids to that crime scene.
Honestly, that makes sense because it did seem, because I was reading it and it was like, it seems like the team, because in this, a team is going to be here. It seems like this is going a long time without introducing someone else. So that makes sense for the anime to be there. But also, were they necessary?
Well, that's my question.
Yeah.
From a storytelling point of view, me and Cody listened to a book about about story structure
Jesus.
and about setting up a scene and what should be accomplished within a scene, right? My question is, if your characters can be inserted into a scene and they don't change that scene, that makes them not interesting characters.
The benefit is you get introduced to them quicker, because they would have had to rearrange that entire scene for them to each do something. So it was pretty much just like, have them be there. Because on the other hand, them getting introduced made more sense when it happens down the road. Like, by the way, they're here. Which, I mean, yeah. But,
I agree. I don't think it didn't change the scene because it made them aware more of, like, his situation and his, like, overall, like, I guess, power, you could say. Like, he's fearless, and they showed that to all of the characters at once versus just the detective at that point in time.
Yeah, I know there's ways, and I'm sure the anime was trying to stay faithful to the manga, but also insert these other characters. But still, the fact that they were able to just, like, put 2 additional characters into a scene and nothing changed, just, I don't know, made me think that these characters weren't as dynamic as they should be. The spider kid has a moment in that scene that's added in the anime where he tries to get the bugs off of the family. Akira, the other pretty boy, doesn't really do much, kind of runs away and gets scared. And then the other thank you for calling me the pretty boy.
not the first one though. Just the second.
So the spider kid, Shiki, throws his webs into the room, makes a spider web, and then like flicks the spider web down onto the ground, and then the bugs all stick to it, but then the bugs immediately eat through the web. And so then we have the moment that happens in the manga where Kabane walks in and, because he has no blood or
pain receptors.
Yeah.
See, that's important too because, Shiki is kind of not really feeling Kabane's vibe at all. He's jealous. He's like a little kid. He's just like, well, you're 13. Oh, I'm 14. So, he's just like an asshole to him at first. So this gives him more of a reason to be an asshole because, he can do it and I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more inside. I like in the manga too that he just like, who's this new person in my fucking house? That makes sense for him to be mad. But this gave it more of like a push to be like, oh, he's doing better than me and he just fucking got here.
Yeah. I guess that does do a better job of setting that up. But, I don't know.
But you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're wrong.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like maybe they had 2 ideas and like we'll do one in the manga, we'll do one in the anime, and they
tomato, bitch.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
on one hand you get to be introduced to the character. Where I felt like that is around the time where other characters should have been introduced, but
yeah,
they don't. And then it's like I'm assuming the pretty boy is gonna end up having an insanely powerful ability, just because that's how coward characters work in this.
I don't think I got to a point where we saw what he does, but
no, he just takes selfies and posts online.
And the detective, by the way, they're don't do that. Their guardian, the detective, he has the ability to kind of not conjure things, but he can turn himself into steel or create objects of steel.
He's like
I like that
he's
part.
a shapeshifter and conjurer.
I like that part where he's just like, okay, I can only, do 80% right now. I can't go full 100. It's going to take me a while. It's not just like, oh, I can immediately do it.
Yeah,
I like those restrictions.
It was so funny. Like when you read it, you kind of go, okay, he has a limitation on his ability. But when you watch it, it's so funny because you're just seeing it slowly creep up, and it's comically slow. That it just made me laugh. I was like, this is a horrible ability to have. But yeah, I mean, he's cool. I mean, the characters are cool. The world is cool. I just don't really get a sense for, the bigger picture. And I don't know. It's not, it's not enough to hook me.
Yeah. I mean, I personally like it. It feels more of like a slice of life type of shonen, which I am all for because it is a very backseat chill shonen. We're getting story, we're getting enough to be interested, it's entertaining, it's not in your face. The fight scenes are really cool. Like it's an anime that I can just put on and like relax and watch without actually having to be like, okay, so there's this power system that I need to know 5 steps of, and if there's a system, it's you don't have to really pay attention. It's just fun.
You're an Aquarius. Now the Sagittarius signal is weak to you, but you can counter the.
All right, we get it. All right, we get it, Cody. You hate Hunter x Hunter. You hate Hell's Paradise.
I actually will say I disliked Hell's Paradise more than I disliked Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I'll take that as a win.
I'll take that as a win, too. I'll take that's a nen. Huh?
Oh,
Hey.
fuck. Now she's back.
That's pretty good.
I actually don't get...
Oh, yeah. I do think that you're right about the slice of life thing, because the 3rd chapter is just all of them at the agency.
I love...
And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I you got points because he wasn't like, I want to be the world's #1 human guy, and there's nothing abnormal about them. And everyone's like, but you're half ghoul. And he's like, but I have can-do attitude and my best friend here. Any story loses 10 points if they do that.
In your arbitrary scale.
Meaningless arbitrary scale.
He's just in like a new position now, and this is just his life now, and he has nothing really else. And I love that we're in the car. They're like, yeah, in the anime too, they handle that shot where he's just like, oh, you know, I was sent to kill you. Do you want to live? Do you want to find your parents? And he just goes, he's like, no, kill me. And he's like, the first time you see him smile, and I'm just like, this poor fucking baby. And then he's just like, okay. And then just in the anime, he just goes bam, and then he just falls on the ground and he just like dies. And then he wakes up in the car and he's like, oh, you finally woke up. Yeah, you're all healed, right? Because you're a fucking ghoul. And then he's like, yeah, he's like, the only person I killed back there was Doratoba.
Yeah.
Like Doratoba's dead. And I'm just like,
the emotional beats were handled really well in the anime, and you're right, that scene was way more intense because you have the noise of the gunshot, and you have him you see him getting shot.
Instead of just a cutaway.
You see him get shot?
Yes, just in the
you see
head.
him get shot, and you see the hole in his head.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the same shot that they were just talking, and then it's just bam, and then he just falls, and then he's just staring at him, and it's perfect.
That's good.
And it is, they can do a lot, I think, in the anime and in the manga, because ghouls conveniently don't have blood, or this ghoul doesn't have blood.
He's a bloodless ghoul.
Yeah, he's a bloodless ghoul, so when you slice him and dice him, nothing's coming out. So you literally just can draw a severed arm or a severed head or animate that, and there's
that's funny.
Yeah, there's no gore. It's pretty,
He comes from a class of ghoul where I don't have to do that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I guess it's kind of a smart way around
also,
censorship.
If it's a kid's thing, yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
I like how it's like how the Transformers were like, oh no, it's oil.
Yeah.
It just turns more and more red as the series goes.
Well, I'm of the mind that I heard, when Ren and Stimpy even was a kids show on Nickelodeon, it was good because they had limitations that they couldn't they couldn't do anything too crazy outside of these boundaries.
That's still
well, no, but when they became a show that was on MTV and they had no boundaries, the show got significantly worse because they could do whatever they wanted to do. So boundaries sometimes incentivize creativity. You have to find more creative ways around
That's a
things.
solid quote. I'll also go ahead and say I did not like Ren and Stimpy.
I liked it.
I liked it. I grew up on that.
I didn't get the appeal of it. It just seemed gross and like...
It is gross, yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And I didn't find it funny.
Oh, you're a psycho.
I think, yeah.
Angry Beavers was the greatest cartoon.
Why? Because you're like the fucking...
Yeah, you're like Daggett. Or
yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And then like the weird, the oddly like weird, his voice is like Owen Wilson almost.
Yeah.
The other beaver, it's a little Owen Wilson-y. Did you like Cow and Chicken?
No. Love Cow and Chicken.
I just watched Angry Beavers.
Just Angry Beavers.
Oh my god, dude.
Jenny the Teenage Robot.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because you're like that other kid.
Because he had glasses?
You guys should cosplay Jenny.
I'll be Jenny.
It could be Jenny. And then...
Wait, were you referring to me as the main guy character or the other guy?
The other guy.
I know you... Because at first I got excited and then I'm like, nope.
Yeah, dude, you need to, kind of relive your childhood a little bit.
How about I break your
Okay. All right, let's continue.
Oh, boy.
The last chapter I liked, okay? It was them eating pizza in the...
Yes!
in the detective's room.
And he's still an asshole. He's like, I'm undead, but I'm not a monster. Like, have a piece of pizza.
Yeah, with the Bakugo kid.
Yeah.
Because he's like bullying him, but then he's like, all right, I'm gonna take your pizza too. He's like, okay. He's like, no, come on, man, you can have.
Yeah, he's like, you can have. I'm not a monster. You can have a piece. And he's like, what is this? I never had a piece. What?
Oh, come on, man, you got.
He's like, what do you mean? Happy birthday to you.
This is the beginning of your
life. And then he eats and he has like the cheese and he's like laughing at him. He's like, fuck, I forgot I hated you.
Yeah, I forgot I decided to hate you.
No, that guy in that relationship, that is the peak of this volume for me.
Yeah.
I thought
Very
that was
cute.
so fun and like well done.
Yeah.
And by gum.
Oh. You are committing to rhyming. Keep going.
I was gonna say.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, sure. Keep going.
You had fun today. And you're welcome. Look,
And
I like their
until next
relationship.
time.
I like their relationship too.
Yeah. The thing where it starts to get weird is he like, oh, I turned the water into web, I think maybe.
It's like slut. I don't know. It was like gum or
Yeah, it was
like
sticky.
slime.
Yeah.
He turned his bathtub into gum, and then the ghoul guy is like stuck in it, and and then the Bakugo is like, yeah, I did a thing.
Yeah.
And he leaves like, what? How'd you get out of here? He's like, I ripped my arm off to like melt the goo. And he's like, I was just waiting for you to ask to get out.
Yeah, he put it in the furnace
Did
to
they
like
do that in the
fuel the
anime?
fire.
I don't think they did that in the
I
anime.
think so.
I'm gonna have to rewatch because
He might have done that, or yeah, he did because then Akira goes in the bathtub and was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And it's all slimy too.
I'm pretty sure they didn't do it in the anime.
Then they just did the leg thing when he cuts his leg and he's like, "Your
yes,
leg."
they did do that.
I thought they did the bath one too.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But either way, this Bakugo kid's a prankster.
Yeah, I like it.
But having him say those things like, I was waiting for you to ask for help and I was gonna undo it. Like that changes the whole dynamic. Like he always just does this like little thing to make you go like, okay, this guy isn't an asshole. He's a little mischievous kid who's like doesn't like the new guy, but also he's pretty open to people.
Yeah, he even says he's like you would have done that. Like he's just like, you would have helped me if I just asked. Okay.
Yeah,
it becomes this thing of like more of like, oh, you didn't think to ask for help, and he goes, I guess I didn't.
He's just waiting around. He's like, everyone's doing their own thing, and he's just like, I'm just waiting for someone to tell me what to do. I was like,
yeah, I'm gonna come right out and say it. I'm not a fan of pranks. I think pranks are not
just like my April Fool's one. Oh, can I tell them my April Fool's prank?
Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, you know me,
Prankster.
Prankster. So I like DM in our chat, and I was like, you guys, I'm.
Go ahead, because I will make my point,
and I'm gonna make my point.
I go, you guys. I'm on my way to the hospital with like a sad face. And like, it's not funny to joke about health or anything like that, but it was.
Oh, really? It's not.
That's funny you say that.
That's so funny that
it
you
was
say that.
the best thing I could come up with. That would be actually believable.
Over a phone call would have been different.
Yeah, maybe just saying that you were in the hospital once and then copping to it being a bit would have been funny. But tell them how you continue
because you guys take forever to respond.
Oh, were we at work?
Oh, were we working our lives away?
Okay, so then I say, I'm on my way to the hospital, sad face. And Cody goes, what's wrong? And I go, oh my God, I'm really scared.
Terrible.
And then I'm waiting for Josh to respond, so I'm like kind of dragging it out.
We're at work.
And Cody's
so
like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, is it serious? And I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of scary. Like, it is serious. And then Josh goes, oh my God, are you okay? Like, is everything okay?
Truly horrified. Truly a wreck.
Are we gonna have to like leave, or are we gonna have to go?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could leave. I was gonna call Jackson. I was this close to calling Jackson
because you also didn't reply immediately either.
Yeah, I literally had Jackson's name pulled up in my phone and was gonna text him. Is Megan okay? What's going on?
So then it gets better. I just go.
It gets better.
I'm scared. When I close my eyes, I can't see anything.
Which I don't get. Is it a song lyric?
When you close your eyes, can you see anything?
Yeah. Betrayal.
No, you can't.
Oh.
You see nothing. That's the point. When everyone closes their eyes, they can't see anything.
I just see demons.
Oh, yikes. I thought it was another one of your classic song lyric bits that I never get.
So then Josh goes, I swear to God, this is April Fool's joke, ... And then Cody said, well, you see here. Yeah. And then I went, April Fool's, bitches. Yeah.
Now, let us contextualize.
Oops, we cared.
I and my entire warehouse just found out we won't have jobs next year.
Yeah.
We're being told this, that like if we want a job, we can move to Texas.
Not happening.
Where we'll get a promotion and raises, and I'm like, oh, is this a thing I'm going to have to do? Is it sacrificing my future for like artistic expression? What am I going to do? And Megan's just like,
yeah. I'm dying. April Fools. And you never know with Megan. That's the thing. It could have been true. She could have very easily been in the hospital.
If I was in the hospital, I wouldn't tell you guys.
Well, that's even more fucked up.
Well, that just hurts now.
That hurts, and you know what? That's not a joke. That hurts me.
I wouldn't want to worry you.
Oh, so next time anybody tells me that you're in the hospital,
don't believe it.
Yeah, I won't.
Good.
That was the fun little April Fool's.
I thought it was really good.
Found out the job won't exist anymore.
The punchline of every prank is taking advantage of someone's trust. Okay,
you're on it with the quotes today.
Thanks, dude. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's the Chinese food. I don't know. We ate Chinese food right before we recorded this, and I just feel smarter. Right?
Oh, okay.
It's the MSG.
No, maybe it's just the food in general. How about that?
So are we done with the manga? Final thoughts? I thought it was fine. I mean, I don't really care about this story or characters. The fun part with the kids worked. It did the classic joke of like, "Oh, you're a girl," and they're like, "No, I'm not," and that's always a treat, right? I don't get anything from those shots besides that just being a thing for people to like share now on those types of jokes videos.
Yeah, that wasn't really a moment that I thought was particularly funny or caught me, off guard really in any way. I was just like, oh, okay, this is another copy paste moment. But look, if we are at the final thoughts section of the episode, which I think we are, because there are only 3 chapters. I'm not saying this was a bad series, especially after, because we've been doing our volume done of Pun Pun. So after such an intense series, it was a nice escape and getaway. But, I kind of hate to say it, but anything would have been, except for more Pun Pun. I just think that this series was good. I think if you like mystery action shonen series, I think it's worth giving a shot and trying. But I'm not gonna recommend it to really anybody, And that's hard for me to say because I do think it's drawn really well, and I do think the character designs are really cool. It's the Faraway Paladin, but reversed. You're giving me a reverse Paladin right now.
I'm trying. Okay.
Stop looking at me that way.
Okay, it was pretty good.
Thank you. Why can't you be like Megan? You go ahead, Megan.
It was really wholesome, which I feel like shonen kind of like it's hard to find that like those beats for me. Like that's why I don't really necessarily like a lot of shonen because like the emotion, some of it, not all of it, but some of it is just lacking, and it's more action oriented or freaking power system oriented. Like it's not that, it's something different, and I really do genuinely like care about Kabane and Kobachi's relationship. I like instantly cared for them. I'm gonna sneeze.
Here it comes.
Wait for it.
I think it's gone.
Oh my god. All that for nothing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow.
All set up.
It's like okay, let me just keep talking. I really like.
Did you hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I'll probably continue to watch it because I feel like it has potential to be something that I can really get into, shonen wise. And Kabane's like the cutest, and I just want the world. I want the world for him. He's been through so much, and he's a stinky child.
He has been through a lot, but I think you're kind of hitting on my problem. Is like, I've been told that he's been through a lot, but I don't feel like he's been through a lot.
I feel like he's been through a lot just because the way he acts, and he doesn't
It's
know what to do if someone doesn't tell him what to do. He has no genuine. He doesn't know who he is.
Him being half ghoul is a double blunted sword because it does excuse him not
Give me a second.
Blunted?
Megan, did you see how I didn't interrupt? Yes, a double blunt. He's so stoned.
He's faded.
Man, seagulls have been in here a lot. See that seagull?
Double blunted sword.
Because it does soften the edge of him not reacting like someone who was the black sheep. But then on the other hand, the other bluntedness is you're like, okay, but you're justifying no emotional reactions. And the result being there's no emotional reactions.
Right.
So you've justified it happening, but that doesn't, I still would want those things.
Right. You're right.
So it's sort of like writing a character who's like, no, they don't react in any sort of way. And you're like, okay. Are they a side character? The main one.
The main one. But there's a reason why he acts like that. Okay.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
There's a reason, and you did it.
Yeah,
but I did not connect with the character. I thought it did what it was trying to do very finely. I'm just never checking in on this series ever again.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it doesn't mean I didn't like it. Find out for yourself. Check it out if you want. Megan, since you liked it the most out of all three of us, do you have any last words that you want to say about this series before we jump to our famous Winter Circle?
It is it's a cute coming of age, demonical, magical investigation story. And if you like those types of manga or anime, I think you should check it out because I have a feeling some of the cases are going to be really cool. And if it's anything that I'm thinking, they're just going to go case to case and, have a bigger picture at the end. But I'm excited to see those more mosquitoes that feed off of trust.
Oh, like pranks.
Oh,
I heard that. And I hope everybody watching on this
I definitely picked up on the mic. Yeah, 'cause I heard it in the headphones.
Yeah.
It's reverse sneeze, huh?
That's a great way to end.
They gotta go somewhere.
It's a great way to end our review of Kemono Jihen.
Yeah.
If you have read this series, let us know what you think about it. Maybe you can sell me on it a little bit more, or maybe you can convince Megan that it's not as good as she thinks it is. Either way, let us know what you think of it in either the comments down below, or you can hop in our Discord. And if you do decide to read it based on our review, let us know that as well. But enough of the review. Time for the Winter Circle. And you know what we do in our Winter Circle, right? We answer questions. We answer questions that you've left comments of on our previous videos. So, Volume 1, Chen, why don't you hit us with a couple comments?
Okay, 3 random comments coming right up.
All right, give us the first one.
Beep boop boop beep boop beep boop.
Processing.
This one comes from King James. What mangaka wasn't a doujin artist at some point?
That's a good point.
That's
That's a good point.
That's a good point. A lot of them start off doing like doujin and stuff like
Which,
that.
for the record, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
No, I think that shouldn't discredit them. That shouldn't make their works any less valid. I think that if anything, a lot of those things are very hard to draw, very difficult to draw.
Yeah.
And I'm not making an innuendo out of that.
Oh.
It takes a long time to draw those hard things.
There we go.
And that was an innuendo. But look, I don't know if anybody really is going to argue that. Like, I think.
Well, because that's about the Nagato.
Yeah, I mean,
manga.
there's no shame in doing doujin, but the tags that you choose to draw and or put out there may or may not be a little concerning, dark, just a little out there in that sense.
Yeah, and Yeah, you're right. Like sometimes it it's a little too out there, but at the same time, it's as long as you're, I don't know. I just think, look, at least in the cases that I've seen, even with Nagatoro-san, like just a brief sort of dive into their work, I didn't see anything crazy. I did hear that there were some crazy things, but look, at the end of the day, just don't hurt anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my golden rule. Don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we're every now and then you just remember the book It, and you're like, that was way worse than what.
I mean, Stephen King, he was the Dojin of horror books.
We were just really talking because there's an interview where someone asks him about, because you know how.
I know the scene.
So like,
I'm familiar,
and everyone's just like, we're not adapting that, but like they asked Stephen King about it in an interview, and he's like, I think it's like interesting if people have an issue with that, but they're perfectly fine with all the violence in media.
And you're like, but it's not violence in media.
First of all, your book isn't scary, and second of all, sure, but what about that thing? And we came to the conclusion he reverse engineered that ending,
right? Because
it's like the excuse is he was on cocaine, but cocaine won't do that to you.
It'll just give you the confidence that your bad idea is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't go like, and then they escape the tunnel, and then, I got it.
Yeah.
That idea doesn't just happen,
right.
Yeah.
You reverse engineered it. And like, how could they get there?
Yeah.
And then you come up with Pennywise. You know what I mean?
It's like a clown.
Now the mist, we're talking. Now that's
the mist. You can't miss.
You can't miss the mist.
You can't miss with the mist.
Yeah, dude.
That movie fucked me up.
It's a fucked up movie.
Yeah, that movie fucked me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just part of how like anime and manga are just held to like, I don't know what this author did, so like maybe not him specifically, but I know anime and manga are held to like a different like standard for like what's allowed in depiction before like, oh, that's creepy and weird, even though there's things that do way worse things that don't get nearly as much flack.
I'll agree with that. And I'll agree, like, we got a comment on it too, like about it being, at least some of the things that this specific mangaka in their doujin works was portraying or depicting, that it was legal in that culture, which, okay, but it's like also, it's not where I'm from, so it's not something that I'm like, something that I'm like,
yeah, you know what else is
seeing.
You know what else is legal?
Marijuana.
And yeah, that's
a big problem. I'm just saying, like, I understand. I'm accepting of all cultures and everything, and I'm open minded, and I'm here to learn. But I think you have to understand that for like anybody who comes from a culture where that's not accepted is going to have a hard time accepting that. And I think that of all the things that you should have a hard time accepting, like the age of consent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should be a thing that,
it's not a food dish we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's a human being.
Exactly.
A human being.
Bean sprout.
Bean sprout.
Cody, you keep inching more and more out of the frame. Scoot up.
I'm in the frame.
Barely.
You're at the edge of the frame.
I live on the edge.
And you saved it.
It's all worth it now.
Volume 1, Johnny. Hit us with another comment, please, and thank you.
Seems to be some sort of different code.
This one comes from a good spoon.
Love a good spoon.
Speaking of Viking helmets, volume done Vinland Saga?
Saga?
Don't make fun of Volume 1, Johnny.
It's interesting that her vocal processes led her to say it like that.
Don't make fun of Volume 1, Johnny. Don't make fun of the way she speaks, dude. Volume 1 of Vinland Saga. Well, Vinland Saga was actually recommended to us. It's obviously a super popular series, but it was recommended to us by one of our good friends, Cameron.
Cameron!
He was in the Vinland Saga Volume 1 episode, and you know what? If we were to do a volume done of Vinland Saga, which I'd love to do, I'd also love to have Cameron back.
I would love to have...
Vinland Saga. I would love to have Cameron back because...
Move it all up, Megan.
I would love to have Cameron back. Why don't we replace him with Cody, huh?
There's an idea.
Oh my god, would you destroy me?
A bolt?
A bullet?
Where are you getting bolts from?
This is your studio.
Okay.
I think he took it off.
Yeah, I think you did too.
It was on the ground. It may have been something important.
Probably was. Anyway, if here's the thing with volume duns. It's a lot of work, not just reading is not the work because we love to do it.
But sometimes it is.
But it's only work because of the time frame in which we have to do it. So if you want to see us do a volume done on something, let us know. And the more people that suggest the same series, the more likely we are to do that series. We just want to make sure that it's something that people who listen and watch our show are going to enjoy, and we want it to be worth their time. It'd be a waste of our time to review something that nobody else was interested in. So if you really do want to see, like this person says, Vinland Saga, if anybody else wants to see a volume done of Vinland Saga, let us know. And
We've gotten a couple. And you know what's funny? We've also gotten a couple for like reviewing comic books. And I think that onto your
next question. Next question, Volume 1-chan. Thank you so much, Volume 1-chan.
This one comes from Asan123.
Oh, Asan.
Oh, what did they say?
We got a #1 victory royale. Yeah, boy, now we about to get down. Get down till kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town.
I don't get it. I don't get music humor, okay?
Now we're in the Pleasant Park streets.
Okay, Volume 1-chan, you gotta cut it out, please. Yeah,
Oh
you gotta cut
my
it out.
god.
Now, this is a joke. I don't get.
Yeah, you're just it's just Nero.
I don't music humor to me, just like pranks and music humor. Like,
yeah, this guy's like Weird Al Yankovic is not funny. I was like, whoa.
What are you talking
He's not. He's not.
He's just trying to say Weird Al isn't talented?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Let's take something, a melody, which is hard to make, that somebody else already made and change the words. I could do that in 2 seconds.
I wish you could.
It's not hard.
It is hard, and he's made a whole career, and he's very talented about it.
To be able to recreate those songs and sing in the same like style, and he does a pretty good impression of all these different bands and performers. It's one thing to like be able to do rock music. He can do rock.
It's already been done. He's got the blueprint. Where I need to see someone who's like blazing trails, not writing white and nerdy.
Wow.
First of all, that is a great song, and I did a presentation on that song in high school.
I bet you did.
No wonder people picked on you.
I bet you did. I fucking bet.
They were like,
so this is where he says white and nerdy.
Oh yeah.
Now when you think about our society,
it was that. It was
We
exactly
do
that.
live in one.
we do live in one.
They're like, pick a song that means a lot to you. I'm like, I don't like this class. I'm gonna do this.
I just think it's easy, and Weird Al, apparently he did write his own original music, but nobody remembers it.
There's just no way. Comment if you like Weird Al. You have to like
Or
Weird
comment
Al.
if you agree that parody songs are corny. And if you're going to write a parody song, write an original parody song, not to the melody of a song that already exists. My problem, I guess, isn't with parody songs in general. It's just with parody songs that fit the same tune. You can't even come up with a melody, Weird Al? Huh. More like Fake Al. Am I right?
You say that as though the core element of your abilities as a magician are not looking up what someone does.
There's
and
a lot of
doing
innovation within magic, I'll have you know, and I've created my own magic tricks.
Your motorcycle thing on your
that's
yo-yo trick?
That's my yo-yo trick that I did also invent. Yes, because I'm a blazer of trails. And that's what they call me. Joshua Blazer of Trails. Yeah.
Or like the Trail of Tears.
Nice.
Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Volume 1. That's our Wonder Circle, where we answer questions and read comments that you've left on previous videos. If you want us to read one of your comments, then you got to leave one. Okay, I'm going to stop.
Okay, that's enough.
I'm going to stop. But for real, thank you for everybody watching and listening. Shout out to our Patreon members. You guys are the fucking best. We love each and every single fucking one of you. And stay tuned because we got some special stuff planned. This coming month, we're going to be getting hard to work. And next month, we're going to be releasing, we've already discussed it, some merch. So stay tuned to the episodes because we're going to do it big. We're going to have pre-orders available. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss that window. We're going to have discount codes that we're going to be giving out to Patreon members specifically. They're going to get a little bit higher of a discount.
If you want, I guess if someone would want to get those special perks, they'd have to join the Patreon.
Which they can do at patreon.com/volume1pod.
Yeah, Yeah, they definitely could.
What
And
a
guess
great
what?
opportunity you wouldn't want to pass up, maybe.
Yeah, maybe more like definitely. And also, if you
I mean,
can't
you
afford to be a
definitely,
Patreon
yeah.
member, the love doesn't stop there, baby. People who are joining our Discord are also going to be getting a special coupon code.
Oh, something they can do for free.
And you could do that for free.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all inclusive because we love everybody here at Volume 1 Pod. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
That's right, Josh.
Back at you, Josh.
Thanks, Megan. Anyway, that's it for our episode. Thank you guys for watching and listening. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes, which today is, of course,
Stay sticky.
I love it. Sticky or smelly? Can we incorporate smells in there somehow?
Smells will stick to you. But
Smell you later.
smell you later. Honestly,
Smell you later, yeah.
Smell you later.
All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
Smell you later. Later. No, she literally, she picked three. We got 3 comments with that song.